Hey runners, happy Saturday, June 24th on a very nice, clear morning here in Phoenix. Having a cup of coffee, and yeah, what a beautiful day today. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend and excited to stay cool. Let's put it that way. It is definitely warming up here in the next day or so in Phoenix. Rightfully so. We've been having some cooler temperatures, which I'm not complaining, but pretty soon we're going to be living in the 110 plus weather. So, um, 3 months and we should be out of it. So, anyways, I am going to recap the week and let you know what I did. I actually ran a little bit more than I normally do, and because I'm feeling pretty good, and had a nice run this morning. Um, it was 68 degrees at the start of my run, um, which was at 5:15 this morning. Which, yeah, that's early, but for me, not so much. I mean, during the week when I'm working, I'm out the door by 4:30, give or take. Sometimes a little later, sometimes a little earlier. But I get my good 7.5, 8 hours of sleep every night, in bed early, and early to rise as well. So suits my lifestyle. So yep, perfect for summing out. Excuse me, perfect for summer out here. So let's kick things off. This week I've run every day, Monday through Saturday, going back to last Saturday. So that makes it 8 straight days. Not the norm for me. Usually I'll do like 3 days in a row, take a day off, run another day or two, and so on. So I felt good. I'm trying to get my miles up a little bit before the training for the Philadelphia Half Marathon begins the end of August. So we are pretty much 2 months away. June, yeah, 2 months away from training for Philadelphia. So I want to lay the groundwork and make sure, my miles are starting to get up there a little bit where I'm comfortable with it, so that I don't hit the ground running with training, trying to catch up. That's the worst thing. Want to make sure you build a solid base, and I've been running about 20, 22 miles, sometimes a little less than that for a while. I used to run a little bit more, but probably in the last 4 to 6 months, I've just kind of kept it at that distance since I haven't really been training for any long distances, really. 10K is the most. The last half marathon I did was last November, so I'm excited. Not excited about the heat, but there's no way around it. Just a matter of getting acclimated, staying hydrated, staying cool. Do it every summer, and you'd be surprised how well you can operate when you follow those guidelines. Of course, the pace is not necessarily what you're going to hit in the fall. I rely more on effort, or the RPE, rate of perceived exertion. Um, from basically 1 to 10. So I try not to overdo it in the summertime. It's easy to do quickly. So, looking at the calendar, I ran 24.8 miles. Yeah, could I have eked out another 0.02 to get 25? Sure, but last week I believe I ran 22, so a couple miles more, and that's good. Like I said, I ran every day this week. Felt good. They're not a lot of miles. I mean, Monday I ran 3 easy, Tuesday 3 easy, and then Wednesday. Normally Tuesday's my speed day, but that can change. It's either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So I decided to go to the track. My wife and I went. We had the same workout, different speeds, of course. The workout was 1K at mile pace and 6 by 200 faster than race pace. I ran, so the 1K I started out my 400 6 seconds or so slower than my target, or 5 seconds. So that's never a good thing when you're that far off. So I'm trying to make it up on the next 400, and I'm 6 seconds behind after 800. So now I've got 200 meters to hit the target. And fortunate for me, the short distance I'm pretty decent at. So I was able to close the gap and run that in 4:28, which was my target. My mile race pace I'm targeting is 7:10. Now that might be, like I mentioned before, a little quicker than what I can do, because this is going to be an elevation 7,000 feet. And last year when we did this same race, I did it in 7:17. So, let's overshoot and kind of see how we feel. And after that K, I went straight into the 6x200s, faster than mile pace. Now these were kind of crazy because on 200s I always start out so quick. I mean, I'm older. I'm definitely not the fastest, but the shorter stuff to me comes easier. So I would get out and hit the first 100 in like 21 to 23 seconds. So, 23, yeah, that's probably where I want to be. I think I even hit one at like 20, which is too quick. So a lot of times I'd have the second half of that next 100 come in a lot slower. Anyways, I managed to hit 6 of those in an average of 47 and change seconds, which put me at about 6:18 a mile. Definitely a lot quicker than mile pace. Maybe 6:30 would have been where I should have been, but I felt good, and it was a good workout. It wasn't easy. I wasn't totally exhausted, but I was definitely a little tired. But that was a good day on Wednesday. Another cool morning. This whole week has been pretty cool. When I say pretty cool, upper 60s, low 70s. I know that's maybe getting close to your guys' highs wherever you're at, but for us that's not bad. And then an easy run Thursday and Friday. I ran just a couple miles. I actually went down to the track, and my wife was doing a second speed workout, so I just did a couple miles, like a little over 2 miles. And then today was fantastic. If I could have every weekend run like this, I'd just be thrilled. Not every run, of course, goes well, as we all know. It's a good thing. You have a path, a trajectory that you're hoping goes like this. It can never last like forever. But sometimes it plateaus. Sometimes we've got the hills and valleys. But really, I've been really running well on my weekends. Saturdays, I like to go a little longer in distance. This Saturday, I drove about 5 miles out to where I like to park and do what has quickly become my favorite course for, say, a 9-mile run. It has a mix of hills, nothing extremely hard, some downhills, of course, and some flats, a little of everything, just the right mix, really, for 9 miles. So I started out, the first mile is a little bit of uphill, which is good because it forces you not to go out too quick. What's funny is, on paper I was going to run maybe 2 miles easy and then hit about 4 miles at a tempo pace, which is close to 8:30 for me. When I got to the top of the street, which is close to a mile, I think like 3/4 to 8/10 of a mile, I saw this guy crossing the street, and he was running at a good clip. Definitely not a pace that I would be able to sustain with him for very long at all. But I thought it'd be nice to just pick it up a little bit. So before the 1 mile mark hit, really well before 2 miles, I started my pacing, I guess, effort based. So I really started my workout a little bit earlier. And he was in front of me by 50 meters, 75 meters, and then he turned down the street, and then I kept going. My run, where I thought might do 4 miles at a tempo pace, quickly turned into 7.3. Like I said, I felt really good, and I was running 8:33, 8:39, 8:26, 8:13, 8:33, 8:33 again. Wow, I had 3 of those splits were 8:33. One was 8:31, another 8:26. Really consistent. And some of those I'm going up a little bit of a hill, and others I'm going down the hill. So, yeah, I'll take it. The average was 8:30, which is right on par with what I was looking to hit. Tempo runs, it's something that you try to target 20 minutes to 40, 45 minutes, something you can do. And then when you're done with them, you shouldn't feel exhausted, but you should feel like you have a little bit left in the tank. And I certainly did. But on the last mile, it's nice and downhill. So I was going to use that as a cool down, but I was feeling really good. And as I made the turn, I started to crank it up a little bit for 200 meters. That was it. I got down to, like, my watch said like 5:54. I didn't hold that for long, of course. And then I ran it easy for the last 7/10 of a mile. I still ran that last mile at 8:37 pace because I had, kind of gotten that sprint early on. So as my pace was getting slower, I still was able to maintain 8:37. So, I'm happy with it. Overall, an 8:40 pace for 9 miles. And what's interesting is I'd love to be able to run 1:52 for the half. I don't know yet what my goal is going to be for Philadelphia in November. It's still a ways out. But running today, just mentally, I was thinking to myself, being able to hold this pace. Of course, now I couldn't. I probably could have maybe gone another mile to 8, maybe 8.5, but then I wouldn't be able to hold that pace. So, it's still just a thought. But as I train in the summer and start building on the half marathon training, I'll get a good idea of kind of where I am looking to run. Hoping to use this summer as a good benchmark and get in some good training. Today was a great day. The last weekend in June, so we've got July, August, September, 3 really hot months. So I'm really going to have to rely on my effort, staying hydrated, and just maintaining fitness, and then coming out of it, ready for the fall racing season. So I'm excited. It was a great week. Tomorrow, I'll probably just not run, maybe even Monday as well. I'm going to scale back next week. And then the following week, 4th of July, we have our mile race. So excited about that. But yeah, that's a recap of this past week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Let me know in the comments down below what races or training you're currently doing, and what are you training for maybe towards the end of the summer or fall. Do you have any fall races lined up? 5K, 10K, half, marathon, anything like that? And yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Thanks again for watching this video all the way to the end. Again, stay safe out there. Have a good weekend, guys. Take care.